All right, we just got back up here to the shop. We go in here, got our final piece in the mail. I'm gonna go in and see if it's gonna fit, if I can see. And then, see if we can't make some more headway today. All right, so an update on what we've done so far, because we've had a little bit of time here and there to jump in and really get a chance to work on a few things for maybe 20 minutes at a time, maybe 15. It's been busy as hell, as you can tell from my face. But what we have already done and what we have achieved so far is we've managed to get the Eagle i9 installed down here. Now, because I just wanted to test out the movement, I ended up putting it on my trolling motor for now. It's not going to move anywhere, and that's where it's not going to stay there for much longer. I'm probably going to move it back here before we get down the Grand. And it's going to be put here. We haven't drilled any holes yet, and we're trying to wait to do so until we start drilling holes for the entire process. Also, what we managed to do, sorry my boat is a mess, managed to get these put in and installed, and they are fully functional and ready to go, ready to hook. Same thing with the Eagle i9 up front. Software updates have been completed on all of them, so they all run, all wired in like they're supposed to. And top it off, I added a little bit more because I had concerns about it draining my batteries dead, which of course 8 hours of running, I can still get it with just 2 units. I could run all day, but we're adding a whole different spectrum of electronics in it, and we're adding a whole new unit, and I was not going to take the risk on batteries dying, so I switched all of my electronics to run off of one battery, while one battery runs my outboard and 2 batteries independently run my trolley motor. This way I don't have to worry about power. Say my electronics batteries die throughout the day, it's not a big deal. I can just swap a battery if I need and go back to my main outboard power because I'm not using it all day. Now, I haven't made the upgrade to lithiums yet. I will someday. But for now, I just added another deep cycle battery to run my electronics. Now, I know the compartment's dirty as hell and looks kind of like a cluster, but everything's working and running the way I want. We'll clean it up before the day of the tournament so it's nice and clean and doesn't look like an actual disaster. But for now, everything's running the way I want. Everything's going smooth. It's just getting the time to do it, which is going to be tomorrow, so I'll see you then. And we're back here at the boat. It is tomorrow now, and I've already done a few things on the boat today. So now the install is pretty much finished. There's not a whole lot left to do, except for the biggest thing, mounting the seats. That's going to be the hardest part. Due to the Champion's setup on the boat, on the seat supports, we're going to have to build them up a bit to make them fit properly and actually hold and get longevity out of them. Because something I didn't realize is on the Champions, they had drain plugs right there. Well, when I got the boat, I didn't notice them because they were covered up with the seats. Well, now that I noticed them, I started cleaning them out and realized that they are extremely clogged. So I had to do a lot of cleaning to get everything polished up and ready to go to put the seats back in. And another thing we noticed while we were down here messing with things was the seats are built up with this little bump here. This is the seat support. So in order to mount these seats that I got to the boat, we're going to have to figure something out because it leaves a nice space here and on the back where you can't just do a piano hinge and make them work. You need something built up here and back here to give it a good solid support. So we got to brainstorming and figured out a good ways to make it 2.5 inches so water can still run to the drains on the back on rainy days and not just sit up here on the seats and make it nasty again. But we've measured them up, 1.25 inches. We'll make it where it's flush with this hole here, and 2.5 inches wide and 2 inches wide here. It'll match the seats because it's white waterproof board. I can't remember the name of the board, but it's like a composite particle board. So we're going to put those in, and then we're going to do piano hinges right here along this, and then mount them to the top of this, and then mount those into the 2x4 down in here, which will cover up all of these old nicked up spots where the other seats were sitting. It'll cover them up, and we'll silicone and cover them up so they don't just leak into the boat continuously. And of course, all of the hinges are going to be stainless steel, so we don't have to worry about rust and everything else, because this is going to be in water a lot. So you don't want to use like zinc or anything else. You want to stick with stainless steel. I know they're more expensive and they're going to hurt your bank, but for longevity purposes, that's what you want to go with. With that being said, we finished up on the transducer. So that's now installed. And everything else is running on the electronic side of things. Both of these setups are good to go. Even got maps updated, because this will be my map and side scan, and this will be my down scan. Up here, this transducer is set up like so. I'm going to run it just off the front, and this is going to be sitting here firing up just like so. But that being said, I'm gonna, when we're done and we're finished up with everything on the boat, we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do a complete walkthrough again, just a quick recap of everything I've done today and over the past week. Give you a solid update on how we did it, what we did, why I chose to do that, and we'll go from there, because I decided to cut some things out on this upgrade for personal reasons, but we'll get to that later. So we finished everything up. Now this took about a week, give or take. But most of that was because we had to order parts. That's straight up. We had to order a bunch of parts. I had to find time between work and going home and coming back to get it done and get it done right. So it was just me working on it, by the way. I had a little bit of help in there in the middle, but not a lot. Otherwise, it was just me running around the shop getting it done. So we just finished it up on Saturday. It's finished. I just got to deep clean it. Real quick, I'm going to walk you through everything that we've done and why. So we'll stick on one thing at a time and go from there, okay? So, first, you already know the Eagle Eye 9. Nice and installed, nice and pretty. Ran up, it works, it functions. I'm ready to go out and test it. I'm excited. This is going to be interesting. I did not choose to put that on yet because I want to make sure that it's where I want it when I'm out there trying to use it. And honestly, trying to just guess that right off the rip is no fun at all. So I'm not going to try it until I've actually gotten used to using LiveScope, which I am not. So this will be the first time that I'm messing with it. So I want to really try to narrow it down and pick it up with the trolling motor before I try to put another accessory on my boat that might not be necessary. So that's why we're doing it that way. But with that being said, this is going to help me out because, one, everyone knows that tournament fishing is becoming forward-facing sonar oriented. If you don't have it, you're at a disadvantage. Regardless of what all the pros are saying, if that's what's being used all the time, you're probably going to need it. So that's what we're doing here today. I added that to give me that advantage. It's on a budget. It's not super expensive. Sorry, Randy Blockett. Sorry. But that's what that is. So it's pretty simple, very straightforward. Let's move on. Now, the reason I moved the Garmin back here, because one, I've learned early on that using side scan is highly useful, and this is the only unit up here that has side scan capabilities. So I added this to give me that on the back of the boat. Let me just say, I don't know why it was at the front of the boat when I had side scan and the back one didn't. I know the guy was a kid, but it's whatever. It's not a big deal. It just didn't make any sense to me, so I swapped it. Just saying. But yep, this is going to be my side scan and mapping, so I'll have dual going on there. This up here is going to be my down scan when I'm driving and looking for things, because the down scan on this is absolutely awesome. So that's the plan right now. I even updated the maps on this with the map card. So this is going to give me the better contour maps. And Jesus Christ, $200 for a map card is insane. So yeah. But what's up, babe?
Hey yo, look at my new puppy dog.
Got a new puppy.
He's a little
Hi,
scared.
little guy. Oh, you're so scared. Or is she scared or cold?
I think it's a mix of both.
Oh, you just gave her a bath, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm about to go get my
Put her
blanket out of the car.
inside your hoodie.
I have a blanket in the car. I'm about to go get it.
Okay, well, she's fluffy enough and it's chilly outside. She needs that.
Here, you stay
The
in
girlfriend really, really wanted a puppy, so we did what we could to get her one. Huh, babe? We already got two at home, but she wanted another one. Alright, alright. So, back to the vid. Now, this is annoying, but it's only because I'm inside and I don't have any signal inside. Now, the last thing I added, the seats. Oh man, I was so happy to get some upgraded seats. The other ones were falling apart. We weren't a huge fan. And now these are much more comfortable. And now we can have a place to actually stand and walk in the middle, which was something we didn't have before. That's why the middle seat was in such bad shape last time we were here, because everyone would step on this instead of trying to step over, which it even had a backrest that came up to about this high, so you had to try and dodge it when stepping over, which was a pain, especially with that seat being there. So with this, we don't have to worry about that anymore. It's just step up, go on your way, and you're not going to step on the seats, you're not going to ruin any seats. Way more better. And then the cooler. Took some a little bit of engineering, but it's going to work out just fine, and I'm going to like it. And hopefully with all the stuff that I've done, it'll seal up properly and actually work a little bit better than it did with the other seat, because it did not seal for crap. So, but with that, yeah, that's everything we've done upgrade wise, except for the battery in the back. I added one more. If I can get my hand out of the way here. Just one more 12-volt battery, just to run all my electronics, because I added a third one. And I don't feel like my battery is being dead while I'm out there at the tournament. That kind of sucks. I don't know about y'all. That sucks. So, anyway, anything you'd like to say? No. What is that? Happy wife, happy life. And she is definitely happy. So, but anyway, these are my boat upgrades. Let me know what you think down in the comments. We'll talk to you guys later. The orientation of this thing had me questioning my sanity, man. Alright, well, whatever. It's together.